I've been feeling vibes all day. I've been feeling vibes all night. Let me breathe and meditate. Elevate, is that alright? Energy. Vibes, 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 energy. Vibes, 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 energy. Vibes, 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 energy.
Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your girl T Hardaway, and tonight I'm going to be without my guy Michael Basil, but I have a wonderful, illustrious guest coming on today. She's going to catch us up with what she's been doing. You've seen her on the pod before, but since she's been on the pod, she's been around the world. She's an international player now. So, and give it up for my girl Brandi Broughton.
Hello, everybody. Well, I'm so
Brandi.
happy to be back, you guys. I
Welcome
love
back,
illustrious.
Brandi. You like illustrious?
Yeah, I was like, okay, great intro.
It's elevated. It's elevated. You're international now. We gotta take you to the next level.
Why, thank you.
No worries. So, for the listeners, Brandy has stepped out on faith and done quite a few things since the last time we talked to her, last time we seen her. She was telling us about being a creative and how she got into the creative space. And y'all can go back to some of the past podcasts and you can see Brandy's previous interview. But I had been following her via Instagram on her international travels, and I found it so interesting some of the things she was doing. So I said, you know what, the audience would probably find it interesting as well to kind of catch up and see where you are and see, what's life like now and how your travel's been and what's been going on. So, Randy, catch us up. What's been going on?
Well, like T said, took a leap of faith. The end of 2022, I was just really feeling blah. And I felt like I couldn't see a future with what I was doing currently. Like I just wasn't fulfilled. Something was missing. So I took a leap of faith on my birthday, January 16th, 2023. I auditioned for an Asian entertainment company. I'd heard about it from my sister. She'd been with the company as well. Her name is Kat Riggins, and she's now a singer full time. Like that opportunity opened so many doors for her. And I've always been the person that I've been a singer, but I'm always behind the scenes. I like doing that. But of course, doing YouTube, which we talked about previously, I've been in front of the camera more often. It's not that bad, but music is something that is very personal to me. So I get really timid. 2023 was the year of doing everything scared. So I said, you know what, God, we gonna do it. I auditioned on my birthday, January 16th. All right. February 14th, Valentine's Day, they said, you got the job and you're going to Jakarta, Indonesia. Okay. It happened that quick.
Now, let me tell you how I've been lying to people, telling people you went to Korea. But anyway, go ahead. Show been telling people she went to Korea.
No. No, it's still not Korea. So I pretty much had to practice a whole bunch of songs. I mean, like I was working overnight for my corporate job, as well as like I pretty much had 5 hours of sleep a day because I was trying to get these songs memorized. I was recording videos of me doing these songs for the company. Like that was part of the job. But they took care of me. April 16th, your girl was on her first international flight. I head to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam first to do 3 days of practice. And then that Friday, flew out to Jakarta, Indonesia, where I was for 4 months, singing at the St. Regis Hotel.
Okay. All right. So okay, that's a lot of okay. A lot happened in a very short span of time.
A lot. It's a lot.
So that's where I looked up and I was like, where this girl at? Oh my God, she crossed the water. So, okay. So you auditioned for and you said an Asian talent agency?
So the talent agency, they're based in Asia. So they're called L Live Productions and they're ran by 2 Canadian guys.
Okay.
So, but live music is really big in Asia. Like you have bands performing in clubs, bars, things like that. So they create bands to kind of like push to these places that need them. And it is, I realize, a niche too to have international people come and sing in Asia. Sometimes it's just cool to have that.
Have something different, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, to be honest, in Jakarta, I know itself, it's some amazing musical talent out there. So I'm like, why do y'all need me?
Right.
But I love the opportunity. So hey, but yeah, they like it. So they pretty much put bands together from all over, and they figure out, okay, this person will work with that person. Let's try this band, and that's how it worked. Everybody from my band, we were all from different countries.
Oh, so they put y'all together.
Yeah, so I'm from the US.
Yeah.
Our drummer, Charit, he's from Sri Lanka. The bass
Uh-huh.
player, our band leader, Omar, he's from South Africa. And then the keyboard player, Marco's from Italy.
Wow. How was that interaction?
First of all, it was great. Like the guys are very open-minded, especially the drummer Charit and the piano player Marco.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, none of them have ever been to the US.
Okay.
And then me being black, that's a whole nother,
Yeah.
culture shock. So they asked questions like, what does that mean? Well, why would somebody do that? What I enjoyed it because they weren't ignorant with anything that they said. They were just genuinely curious. So we
Yeah.
got to have those interesting conversations about each other's countries and how we actually perceive each other because you don't
Really?
really know. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not you know, it's not new that people think Americans are stupid, but I'm like, they think Black Americans are cool. So we're good, guys. We're good.
So we internationally fly. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we are. And I didn't realize how much we were. They were like, yeah, we love dressing like you guys. And I'm like, what does dressing like us look like? What does
Yeah.
that look like to you?
Yeah.
They're getting there, but it was great. Like it was great to be around people with different cultures, like learning different words from different people. Like it was
Hmm.
hilarious. It was a great experience because it makes you realize that you can fit into any room
Mm.
and you got to respect people of different cultures
Yeah.
in any room that you step in. So it was great.
What was the flight like? How long was the flight?
Jesus.
Not Jesus.
That flight is 23 hours, okay?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, 23 hours.
Oh God.
Yes.
I wouldn't have
I
got
was
there.
on a full two. And mind you, Jakarta is 11 hours ahead of the US. So
Mm.
it was pretty much like I spent a full day and a half. Because by the time I get there, it's the next day.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm tired.
Is it
Yeah.
was that your first major international flight?
Yes. I've been afraid of planes. And this is another thing when I said the year of being scared. I live in Atlanta. I'm from Miami, Florida. Tell me how many times I've took a flight to Miami. Tell me how many times I've been afraid to get on a 2-hour flight. I will not. I was afraid.
You've never flown from
Right.
Miami to Atlanta? So you just
I have.
decide I'm gonna jump out the window and hit Indonesia up.
Okay.
Wow.
I told my mama this, and I know y'all gonna be like Brandi crazy. I told my mama, look, if I'm supposed to die in this plane, this is my time. But I'm gonna go. They've been making this flight almost every day. Come on now. I think I'm good. If God said it's my time, it's my time. But I'm gonna get on this plane. I'm gonna do it scared because the thing is okay, it's a possibility the plane could crash. Okay, what's the possibility it doesn't? What are you missing out on? Life. Just do it.
100%.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? We just gonna go to sleep on the plane. That's what I did. It's really hard. It was hard coming back. Going to, it was amazing. Amazing experience. Asian Airlines feed you more. By the way, people, just side note, you know, it's great.
I'm gonna ask you this before we delve into like your actual experience over there. What triggered I'm gonna say your year of yes, right? It seemed like Do Afraid, your year of yes. What was it that triggered you to go into your year of yes?
I realized that even though I kept saying I was doing things differently, I really wasn't.
Mm.
Everything was still the same and everything was safe. I'm a creative, as being a creative, our paths are never cut out like someone in the corporate world. There is no set, even though somebody who's doing the same thing as you, your path is never the same. And I got into this mindset of comparing myself to everybody's path.
Mm.
And God told me when I was younger, Brandi, your life don't look like nobody else's. So you got to stop doing this.
Come
And I
on.
realized I'm never going to reach my potential. I'm never going to get to the life that I want to live until I let things that don't matter go and live. I'm 33 now. You know, the clock is ticking. You know, black don't crack, and that's great. But
life's still
you're
going
missing
on.
out. You hear me? Like the life is not going to stop for you. Even everybody's going through their own stuff. Brandi, what do you want to do?
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I don't have any kids. I don't have a partner. I don't have a pet. I don't have a plant. Okay. It is my time to go and do what I want to go do. So why not? I'm like, I was giving myself that year. 2023 was the year of just doing everything differently to see how my life changes. And after that year, if it didn't change, we'll figure out something else. But why not try it? The worst that could happen, I get no's. That's the worst.
But it seemed like you've been getting yeses.
Oh, literally, once I said yes to myself, it was so many yeses. And it's more yeses. Questions I wasn't even asking. They said yes. I said, I didn't even say nothing. It don't matter. Yes.
Because the universe figured out that you were ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just for everybody, you have to get out of your own head, because honestly, the only person holding you back is you. There are no ceilings. We've seen so many amazing things happen in the world. I think people forget that there are no limits.
Not at all. Not at all. The only limitations that we have are the ones we create for ourselves. And you create limitations based on who you're around. Because if they're limited thinking, then your thinking becomes limited as well. But I ain't gonna preach about it.
That was part of it too now.
Hey man, listen. The proximity conversation is something that's very, very near and dear to my heart. I spend a lot of time by myself now because I realize that I'm not normal and I wasn't designed to be. And trying to talk to people about normal, they give you all these, oh, you should be doing this and you should have this and you should be like, no, I should just be living. So
exactly.
I should just be living. Okay, cool. So you went into your year, yes, you hopped on Asian Airlines, you done went across the water to Indonesia, which I thought was Korea. I didn't think the countries were the same place. I just thought she went to Korea, not Indonesia. Don't think I'm slow, y'all. Let me clear that up. You get there. What's your first vibe? What's your first experience?
Believe it or not, I felt so at peace.
Really? Talk about
Indonesia, especially Jakarta. So I knew nothing about Jakarta. You know, when you hear Indonesia, a lot of people think Bali first.
Yeah.
Vacation, that's it. Jakarta is the second largest city in the world.
Really? Okay.
Don't know the world. Exactly. So many people, but when I was there, I felt so welcomed. And this is so, I guess, cliche of a Black person traveling to say, but I didn't feel Black. It wasn't like, oh, the Black girl here. It was, hey, Brandi. Nobody would really bring it up unless they were asking us a specific question about that. It never came up. They treated me as I was just a person. And I didn't meet a rude person.
Do you think they identify more with you as an American more so than a Black American?
Yes. They were like, I hear your accent. You're American, right?
Yeah.
Never get that first. I'm like, okay, yeah, I actually I am.
Right.
But it was
thanks.
Yeah, it was like they were so nice and so welcoming. I mean, even to the end, I have friends now because they were so open. And like I tell them every night, like when I'm performing, like y'all are amazing. And I'm not just saying this, but everybody's so happy. It's hot there. It feels tropical, like being from Florida. It felt like the temperature felt like home. People were just cool and just living their life. Nobody was worried about nobody. Crime, yes, there's crime there, but it ain't like America. It wasn't like I had to watch my purse. Ain't nobody worried about me.
Right.
They got other things they do. Like if you drop something, they be like, excuse me, here's your stuff. Like they look out for people. Right, exactly. Same face I made. I was like,
that's unusual.
Honey, you drop something, it is gone. I was like, you can't do that. But everybody was so amazing. And I'm not saying that just because I was in the St. Regis Hotel. I mean, outside of the city. We went and got street food one night. They were like, this your first time here? Don't worry about it. You want to listen to anything in particular? Let's get some requests for you. We got you.
Yeah.
Just want to make anybody feel welcome, and they want to like get everybody engaged in the culture that is Indonesia, which is highly recommend anybody go. If you're gonna go to Jakarta, I mean Indonesia, definitely go to Jakarta though. Make a stop before you go to Bali.
Okay. First performance. How'd it go?
Yikes. Yeah. First performance, I was very nervous because so how our gigs, how it works is we perform 6 nights a week, Monday through Saturday night. We start our first set at 8:30. We do four sets a night. They're 40, 45-minute sets. So we end around 12:10. Let me put in perspective to y'all why I knew this was for me. I've never gigged a day in my life. I have never sang with a lot. I have never, like anything I've sang, I've done, it was college. I did opera, like you had to do, like if you know, majors, vocal major, that's what I did. Perform by myself with the piano. After that, I did some studio work. That is not the same. Okay. Singing live is a beast.
Okay.
So I had a lot of confidence in myself. I'm practicing in Vietnam. We're doing a little songs, whatever. I'm like, I got this. I now have to go in front of these people who don't know me. Jakarta, Indonesia is so big on jazz music. They know that, I mean, kids younger than me, they know all the classic jazz. You can't get no words wrong because they're gonna look at you like, girl, oh yeah, oh, tough crowd when it comes to music. So I'm shaking, okay? Also, our manager, one of the guys from the company, of course, he comes too because he knows it's my first gig ever. I don't know how to talk to crowds, talk between songs. Woo, it was bad. But we did
learning on the fly.
You hear me? I don't even know what I said. I can't, unless it's recorded, I can't tell you what I said in any show for 4 months. Except if it was like something that I truly remember, don't know. Okay, I don't. But what I will say was that I realized that, Brand, you have an opportunity. No matter what happens right now, give it your all. In the beginning, I wasn't the strongest singer. Yes, some songs I was a little pitchy. But I learned, okay, this doesn't work for this. This doesn't work for that. But people love me. They're like, oh, you're the new singer. I really like your tone. I like you a lot. I'll be back for you. And unbeknownst to me, how the St. Regis does promo, especially for the bar, they have, of course, they have social media. They put out a mailer, like an email mailer, and then so on social media about the new band. People said they saw the picture of me and they came.
Well, right now.
You hear me? So I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I had no idea. None. But it was amazing. And from there, we literally had like regulars.
Right.
So what was good about it is it's something that I had to learn to do was PR. After we get off from our that set or whatever, you go over to talk to the audience.
Yeah.
I go to introduce myself. It's to the point where people was like, what's up, Brandi? Like they know me and I know them. I'll be on the mic and be like, hey, Mike. Like, I know you now. Now we have an atmosphere, but that first show, especially that first week, set the tone for the entire time. I gave it my all that I had, not just because my boss was there, but I gave it because it was for me too. Yeah.
So you went through your first performance, got through it, evolved over the 4-month period. And I'm sure you was a pro by the end. What was your craziest experience being there?
Ooh, my
anything crazy stand out to you that happened?
Yes. A few things. So, of course, the bar has a very different, demographic. You have young people, but you have a lot of older people. Also, this is a very prestigious bar. So a lot of people here got big money. A lot of people who usually work very hard, they play harder.
Okay.
This particular event, there was a jewelry designer. They had an event in the hotel like right down the hall from us. So of course, afterwards, let's go to the bar. They come, they are beautiful. I mean, gowns. I saw some celebrities there that I actually recognized. It was really dope. And we were the entertainment. So we're doing our things. And of course, I'm always trying to engage with the audience. I want you to dance and I want you to feel good while you're here. They were feeling good because baby, shots were going around. By set number 3, everybody's on their feet and everybody's drunk. I don't realize how drunk they are until I can't even remember the song I was singing. But I'm like, hey, I point this girl. I said, and I always do like, if it's like a "you look good" lyric, I always point at some guy, somebody. I make eye contact with her and she goes, oh yeah. She gets up, she walks right towards me as I'm singing. So I'm like, okay, she gonna dance with me. I love that. She goes to grab the mic out my hand.
Oh,
I'm midline and I'm like, no. And I'm like, how do I do this?
Well, what do we do here?
Okay. Right. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put my arm around her and like sway with her. At this point, I know she's drunk. I have more balance. So I can finesse this. Mind you, I gotta remember these words off my head. So I'm trying to think quick. Honey, she grabs the mic, we do the sway, she loses her footing. I'm not the biggest person in the world. We almost tumbled. Honey, I had to catch him. I was like, why is this happening now? And of course, everybody's, oh my God. And I'm like, oh God. And I'm looking at the guys and they're like, Marco's on the keys like this.
Can't help you, sis.
Like he's like, I can't get up. Like we can't help you. Security comes and is like trying to like ease it and trying to like make it look cute. Right. So I'm like, all right, cool. Crisis diverted. Set 4 happens. Now everybody drunk. The designer, we shout her out. Now the designer, I didn't realize she was the designer. I had met her earlier that night. Nobody told me anything. She was, I said, you know, give it up for the designer. I can't remember her name. Oh my gosh, she was such a beautiful woman. And she was like, give me the mic. I'm going to talk to them. So I look at my band leader on the bass right behind me. He goes, you can let her talk. Let's see what she says. Right. That was a mistake.
Shouldn't have gave that mic up.
She got that mic. You could have. I would have thought she was supposed to be the lead singer, honey. She started. Y'all are gonna turn up, and we're gonna have a good time. Let me paint the picture for you guys. The St. Regis Bar is a jazz bar. It ain't a turn the F up type of place.
That's hip hop.
I said, you hear me? I was like, don't get me wrong. We're gonna do some top 40 here and there, but baby, it wasn't that.
Right.
It became that. And after that night, they started wanting that vibe because she turned that out. When I tell you, it was girls falling on top of each other while they was dancing. Some girls had rhythm, some girls didn't. I was like, how about y'all put y'all cameras away? Because I know a lot of y'all in here got money and a lot of y'all in here famous. Let's just not.
Right.
They were amazing women. But I've never seen so many beautiful women falling on the floor before in my life. And it was in front of me. And it's like, I can't, like, do you help them or do you continue your song? Because like some songs I had a little choreo in there. I was like, do I step over you? How we gonna do this?
They killed your 1-2 step.
You hear me? I was like, okay. But they loved it. A lot of them came back. A lot of them saw me multiple times. Because that was a wild night. And might I add, it was a Thursday night.
Oh, this wasn't even a weekend.
Not a weekend. No.
Wow.
No, it wasn't.
And this was a Thursday.
It was a Thursday. Usually all the funny stories are on a Thursday, Wednesday type of thing. The weekends, they ain't as crazy as people would like you to think.
It's that unexpected show out on Wednesday.
What? Going into the bar every night, it was one of those things that we were like, all right, is there an event tonight? What's happening?
Right. Who are they?
Guess what? You will never prepare for it.
Are they stressed out? Because I mean, they're going to come up here crazy. Okay. So I wasn't expecting that to be the story. Oh, okay. So is there any major lessons that you take away from your trip?
Yes. Of course, you know, don't hold yourself back. Don't limit yourself because people will see more potential in you than you see in yourself sometimes. we're our toughest critics and we think we're not good enough. You are. Every room that you're in, you're supposed to be there. That wasn't a mistake.
Oh no.
Every.
'Cause
Oh yes. Also, don't limit yourself. If you feel like you're not a people person, who told you that? You know you can change who you are. Every day that you wake up, you can change you. I used to think I didn't like people. That's not the truth. I love people. People are like, hey, Brandi, I missed you. I ain't seen people in 2 months. They remember me off of a conversation I don't even remember. Well, I'll be talking to people. I loved that environment. I thought I didn't. I thought I was a quiet girl. I'm not.
You know what's so funny about you saying that? I know you and I have been away from each other for a while, but that has never been the perception of you. That's why I'm like, that was your perception of yourself? That's so crazy.
Really?
Brandi, that was never the perception. I'm like, where did you get that from?
I've always been that. I felt like I was, dancing in college, and after the dance show, peace, I'm going home by myself. Not talking to nobody. Like I didn't feel that I was that social.
That was, I mean, you were always the fun, like you were very fun and upbeat personality. So there, you have the certain personalities that make the party. You got you're a very fun and upbeat personality. So I couldn't, it's weird for me to hear you say these things about yourself. And I'm like, oh, that's how you felt. That's crazy.
And that's the example right there. You see yourself as one way, and some people don't even perceive you that way. Because I'm like, nah, I'm not the party. Like people they're not looking for me to be places. They don't care if I come. That's how I felt.
No, you're definitely
when
one
I
of the
got sick,
personalities that we know that are missing. We can tell when you're missing. There are certain people we want to be missing. You're not one of them. They know who they are.
Oh, well, I am happy to be one of the people that are missed. There were people that I got sick and I could not perform. So of course I'm not at the bar. People were calling the bar. I was like, is Brandi there? They were like, no, Brandi's not there tonight. They wouldn't come. Yeah. People would come to the bar and walk out the door because I was not there. And I'm like, what? But again, I felt like, okay, I'm not that great of a singer. It was people who were at the bar who were monsters as singers. But they're like, Brandi, that's not why we come. They're like, don't get me wrong. One, you are an amazing singer.
Right.
But the way that you interact with people and the vibe that is set when you walk up here is why we come back. And that made me realize that I'm supposed to be here. Yeah. Every day I was like, I'm not good enough. If you weren't good enough, the St. Regis wouldn't have said they wanted you. Because the hotel had to approve everybody in the band.
Let me add something to what you're saying, because there's a greater lesson here for everybody. What's for you is for you. It doesn't matter what you are in comparison to the next person. Yours is yours, and can't nobody step in front of your shine or block it. So even if you're not the greatest, I'm not the greatest at, you're the greatest at being you. And so whatever's destined for you is going to arrive at you just by you being you. And that is the greater lesson that I think everybody kind of has to come to and learn. I think when you're younger, you be on this competitive vibe. You be trying to be heavy in comparison, trying to compete and going through all of that. But I think as you start to get a little bit older, that it becomes very, very clear. Like, people rock with you because they rock with you. They don't rock with you because you're doing your best imitation of the next person. They like you because they like you. So, but yeah, you said a word. You said a word.
That's really it. And then another one is doing it for you. When I said that earlier, is something that the CEO of the company would talk to us about. He says, you have to challenge yourself every show. Being a better performer, like me being an MC, talking between songs, I'm not good at that. He says, okay, this is a boot camp though. Now let's go ahead and try to get better at it. What would you say? How would you do that? And it was hard. But he's like, don't do it for the company. Don't do it for me. Do it for you, because you need to be better. Because when you leave here, you can step on any stage anywhere in the world because you've done it here and you've done it 6 nights a week. It ain't about us. It's about you.
Training ground.
And exactly. Anything that you do, no matter what company, no matter what lane, anything that you do, even at your corporate job, when you don't like answering the phones, you don't like doing this, and you don't like doing it the way they want you to, there is a lesson there. I'm teaching you how to be professional in any situation, no matter what. This is why we have that protocol. Ask the whys. Ask why you do this. And even, yeah, I work 4 nights a week, but guess what? Because some of these jazz songs were harder for me to learn. I had to wake up early. I'm singing all day. I'm learning lyrics to all the songs because I can't bring no lyrics. At the end of this contract, I have 80 songs in my head. Most of them I never knew before. I had to learn them in a week. 1 week, I had to learn 10 songs. I pushed myself to do that because that's what the gig called for. Most gigs won't call me to do it, but guess what? I can. If it was something right now in Atlanta, they say, "Hey, you want to do this show? It's 5 songs. Here's the songs." That's nothing.
Slight work. Slight work.
That's slight. Bro, I've done more. You hear me? So I'm like, this was me pushing myself to do what I never knew I could. Also, I had to like walk in heels every day. I had to wear heels. For people who don't know me, baby, that's not my ministry, honey. I'm a flats girl. Give me some tennis shoes and a cute outfit, I'm there. But heels every day, I ain't wore heels in years. I couldn't feel my toes. But every night I went there, feet hurting to pretend like I was okay. Dancing. Honey, I'm dancing throughout the bar. They were like, girl, you killing it. My feet hurt. But that was me pushing myself. Like, is it really that bad, Brandi? All the negatives that you went through, how was that a learning lesson? So push you. Do it for you. That's the biggest lesson.
I love it. I love it. This is so dope. That's so dope. So do you have another escapade you getting ready to go on, or what's going on right now?
Not an escapade.
Girl, hey, you have any other excursions?
Excursions, not right now. Now, definitely would love to get back into gigging. I am trying to get something happening here in Atlanta while I'm here. I am working on my own music, which this gave me the confidence. Yeah, I was never confident in my own sound or my own presence. I didn't feel like I was an artist. I didn't feel like I had it. But this made me realize that I am. Even my bandmates who've been doing this for years, they're like, no, you got to keep going. And for them to say that and say it confidently, and they don't lie to me. Let's be clear. My bandmates are very like, no, that's stupid. Okay, they're one of those people. But they were like, no, keep doing this. And like when you ready to come back, call me. Like it was like that. Because I know I'm supposed to do this. And like I said earlier, my sister did the same experience. My sister had never done it either. She did this experience. My sister is a full-time blues singer. Okay, she has multiple albums out. This is what she does. My sister's a beast. And a lot of it she learned from this experience. And she says, this is what I needed you to see, that you have it. That 4 months showed me so much about myself. I'm like, there ain't no no's. Like, I don't even see Atlanta the same. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like I said before, it's singers that can do all this other stuff. They're not me, though.
They're not Brandi.
I know what I bring. Bruh, come on now. I know what I bring to the table.
I didn't ask you, do you have a stage name or are you Brandi Broughton?
Bruh, I do not. And that's the thing, too. I ain't got a stage name. All my nicknames have been taken. My government name is Brandi with an I. I can't take that. No. You know, I get it, but it doesn't work. Like, I don't have cool nicknames. It's nothing that would be
got cool nicknames.
Yeah, because the thing is what I think about too, and people should think about this. When you think about a name, think of a name that can grow with you.
For sure.
I don't want something immature and then I can't put that brand on a luxurious product. You see, that's not going to work for me. I need to have a name that means something for me because it's going to be my brand.
Understood. I got you.
I got to find the brand.
The brand. Okay. Well, I'm sure you're going to find the brand. It's gonna come to you just like everything else in this experience has.
Yes. When it does, I'll let y'all know.
And it shall. So I'm already pushing Brandi into another phase. I told you we're doing a live performance November 17th. We're going to be doing our first Did It for the Hood live showcase. So Brandi's going to be consulting. So she's going to be using a little bit of her degree, a little bit of her experience, a little bit of everything So yeah, it's dope, Brandi, man. This has been a beautiful conversation. I'm so happy for you. I'm glad you stepped into your greatness.
Right. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, so is there anything else you want to share with the people?
Just get out of your own way.
Amen.
That's what I'm. And if you were looking for a sign, this is it.
Mm,
You you hearing this episode, you seeing this episode because you were supposed to.
mm,
So whatever question you had, do it. If you go to sleep at night and you wake up every day, go to sleep every night, still thinking about it, do it because you're supposed to.
that's the
Don't
thing.
tell nobody. Just do it.
Mm, mm. That's real. That's real. So, folks, what I realized is I need you all to listen, like, share, subscribe on all major platforms. Your Spotify's, your iPod, Apple Music, whatever, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. We're also, the video is posted on YouTube. Go on YouTube and check it out. I'm getting ready to start doing some little extra clips, put them on my Patreon page. I hadn't been using it much, but we're going to start to tap into that a little bit more. Again, I told you we're going to be doing the Did It for the Hood live performance. I'll have the ticket information and all that other information next time that we get together. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of up and coming artists, and we're going to have a great time in New York City, baby. Again, I'm T Hardaway, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Brandi Broughton today. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.